Josh Will joins us now. Josh, the previous holder of this seat is now embroiled in a political scandal, and you've managed to raise nearly $10 million in a race that a few months ago everyone would have predicted to be a blowout. What's it been like for your campaign to receive all this attention?
I mean, it's been fantastic. It's a true testament to the work that we've been doing on the ground here for 4 months. Since this election was announced around Thanksgiving week, we have been out here on the ground across all 6 counties, meeting with voters, meeting with organizations and clubs. We've been VFWs and American Legions, Chambers of Commerce's, just meeting with people absolutely everywhere and building this from the ground up. This is a testament to the work that we've put in. If you invest in a district, you get returns.
Now, Senator Bernie Sanders endorsed your campaign on Friday. DNC Chair Ken Martin is stumping for you this weekend. What is it about your campaign that's uniting the party from the progressives to the establishment? You're not one that could be positioned as far left, but right down the middle, you see all sides rallying around you. How do you explain that?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. I'm a public school teacher, 13 years and pretty much Title I schools. We don't pick and choose which kids we serve. We serve every child, every family, every day. And, that's what I brought to this race. Now,
as we mentioned, you're running in a district that is heavily Republican. What do you want voters to know about you and why you are running?
So, again, I came from education. So I came into this because of the threat to the Department of Education. The impact that eliminating the federal Department of Education would have on schools here in Florida would be devastating. We have some of the lowest per student funding in the country. And so the federal funding makes up a much larger percentage of our budget here. To lose that money, which is what will happen if it's given to the state, because our governor is Ron DeSantis and he will take every last dollar he can out of our public schools, would result in school closures, school consolidations, increases in class sizes.
New comments today from Congresswoman Elise Stefanik after President Trump pulled her nomination for UN ambassador. Now Stefanik will return to the House and says she's being a team player.
The political realities are what they are, and it's very important that we have every single vote in the House. So I'm proud to be stepping up as a team to support the American people to get this done and to continue to support President Trump. And I believe that we will deliver results as we always have. So I am honored to be a leader once again in the Republican Party to deliver and put the American people first.
Joining me now, Democratic Congresswoman from Florida, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, a member of the House Appropriations Committee. Congresswoman, good to see you again. This is becoming a very pleasant habit. But Stefanik said that they need every Republican seat in the House. Are you surprised the GOP is that concerned? Because she seemed to have been on a glide path, if you will, to confirmation.
Alex, this is a clear admission by Donald Trump himself when he tweeted the other day that he was pulling her nomination because he was worried that they would lose her seat. Let's be clear. Stefanik won her seat by 21 points. A seat like that should be guaranteed to have whoever the Republican nominee is to win a special election. But we're seeing Democrats win special elections all over the country, 13 out of 14 since November when Trump was elected, because Trump is destroying the Republican brand. He has built an agenda that is focused on slashing health care for millions of vulnerable people, on firing veterans and withholding services for veterans. There are 2 special elections that happen on Tuesday in Florida in seats that are even more red. That should not be on the radar for Democrats, but are. Look, the prediction by economists is that the average increase in prices from the Trump tariff tax will be about $1,200 for every American. The increase in cost for a car will be about $3,000. And Trump actually said, when asked what he thinks about increasing the costs of cars, that he doesn't care.
Going up here talking about math, but this is a math problem for them. The entire domestic discretionary budget is $900 billion. That is a lot less than $1.6 trillion. So they could cut every program out there. They still wouldn't have the cuts they need. That is why they have to go after these mandatory spending programs, as we call them, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. They've already announced massive cuts to Medicaid. Now they're looking at Social Security because even that's not enough. And we have to remember that this is all about tax cuts for the very wealthiest out there.
I mean, you mentioned that less than 1% of Social Security payments in recent years were identified as fraud, and that's according to a Washington Post report. So you make the point. They could cut all of these programs and they still wouldn't have it unless they went after Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. So why is it that your Republican colleagues are continuing to lie to the American people? Speaker Johnson goes on TV week after week and says, Democrats are lying to you. We are not trying to cut Social Security. We are not touching Medicaid. But we can see for ourselves if we just listen to what they are saying.
They're characterized by their lawlessness and the fact that they lie about everything, whether it's the press secretary, whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's everyone on down. And I think House Republicans just have to buy into that lie. And that's the unfortunate reality we're dealing with right now. We can clearly see they're going after Social Security, and yet they're lying about their agenda. And again, it helps us to remember this is not about efficiency. It's about finding a lot of spending cuts right now so they can pass their tax cuts.
For the billionaires, Michael, for the billionaires. Oh, my.
The Republican Party, led by Trump's influence, has just suffered an unexpected and crushing loss in a major election tonight. Panic is spreading within GOP circles as key figures react in disbelief. We're losing now, and make some lines. Echo from behind closed doors. What does this stunning defeat mean for Trump, the Republican Party, and the 2024 election landscape? Could this signal a major shift in American politics? Stay tuned as we break down the latest reactions, analysis, and what happens next. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is the beginning of the end for Trump's GOP, or just a temporary setback? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more breaking news and political updates.